Hello everybody. So this was not supposed to be a video on Hims today. I was going to be mostly talking about Walgreens. That's still what I'm mostly talking about, but Hims is back up again. It's up 11% again. This stock is a complete roller coaster for me, who's a long-term investor, long-term analysis. These shorter-term movements, they are just noise. I have a full position in Hims. I'm not buying. I'm definitely not selling. I'll see you in 2030 to tell you if I sell then, but definitely not selling. No, this is a Walgreens video, but this is also another day of celebrating the Hims gains. And you know, the bears sometimes win, but this time this is the bulls winning, and I'm happy about that. Let's talk about Walgreens today. That's when I started the day. I saw this news on Walgreens, and I was like, okay, they're closing 1,200 stores. Turns out Walgreens has been closing a lot of stores for a while, and they keep finding out that more and more of them are unprofitable, and they've just announced today they're going to close 8,000, they're going to close 1,200 stores out of 8,700 locations, and out of those 8,700, it turns out as of today, they claim that a quarter of them are unprofitable. It was less than that a few years back. There were way fewer stores becoming less profitable. They are slowly, one after the next, becoming less profitable, and so they also mentioned there may be 800 more to close soon, so maybe 2,000 under evaluation total with these what were decided on. So will 2,000 stores be closing over the next 5 years? Let's assume they make the announcement of the 800 more stores closing. Let's assume they tell us that in 2025. Well, we could make a guess, maybe 2,000 stores will close over 5 years. And so here's my analysis here. They have a quarter of the stores that are not profitable. So a quarter of the store that are not profitable, and they're deciding they're closing 1,200. Well, in my world, 1,200 out of 8,700, that's only 13% of the stores. You just said you had 25% that were not profitable. And even if you were to decide on these over 800, that'd be 2,000 stores closed, you'd be at 22%. You wouldn't be closing all of the locations that are unprofitable. You'd be keeping some that are unprofitable. And then the big question, of course, is in 3 years, in 5 years, will it be 1/3 of the stores that are not profitable for Walgreens? Will it be half the stores that are not profitable to Walgreens? That's the big question, right? It's a downward spiral. It's a downward spiral, and I think the story of Hims and the story of digital pharmacies, I'm talking about digital online pharmacies today, which is what Hims is. Talking about that, well, these new business models, selling prescriptions online and shipping them, it's just logic, it's just the way of the world, it's just the nature of the world. You may remember a few months ago I made a video called, Do We Need 45,000 pharmacies, retail pharmacies in the United States? Do we need that? The answer to that is no. If you follow Hims, for example, you may know they have 2 highly automated compounding pharmacies running full steam in Columbus and in Phoenix, and they fulfill the drugs on a monthly basis to more than 1 million subscribers. The scale is second to none, right? Those automated warehouses, one automated warehouse can do the job of literally hundreds of traditional pharmacies, as long as you streamline the process and you focus on your 80/20s, right? You focus on the 20% of the drugs that are going to give you 80% of a profit. You tweak the business model, you change the business model, and you win in the marketplace. And that's what all of these companies are doing. This is the same story as the rise of the internet and the rise of online retail and the death of the shopping mall. This is this same story, this long and old story. And I wanted to show you also why I believe this is so compelling. And let me go ahead and show you why. So, if you were to take the most prescribed drug in America, according to my in-house doctor, this is the most prescribed drug in America. This is metformin, extended release, because you have less side effects. This is metformin. when you log in on Amazon Pharmacy, metformin is the first drug you see. And that makes sense, of course, because it's the most prescribed drug out there. So metformin is the first drug you see when you log in on Amazon Pharmacy. And so what you do is you go see a doctor in the physical world, mom and pop doctor at a clinic, at a hospital, doesn't matter, and they send your prescription in. Out of luck, pre-diabetes, maybe you need metformin, they send the prescription for metformin, and they can send it to your local Walgreens down the street, like they always used to do. But today, more and more, they're going to send it to wherever you want, and they can send it to Mark Cuban's Cost Plus company, their Cost Plus drug company. They can send it over there, or they can send it to Amazon Pharmacy, or they can send it to a local physical retail store in the real world. So this is, in a nutshell, how it works. And so let's compare the prices of the most prescribed drug. Let's compare the prices. So I'm using a fair comparison here, which is 90 tablets of 500 milligram extended release metformin. How much do they cost on Amazon without insurance? They're at $6.85. $6.85. That's how much they cost on Amazon. Amazon is winning. Amazon is the cheapest traditional ePharmacy digital pharmacy. And you know where this is going if you start reading GoodRx. How much does it cost at Cost Plus Drugs? It costs $7.70. A good job, Mark Cuban. You're a very cheap price. It's a very cheap price, not as cheap as Amazon, understandably, but still very cheap. And there's some distinctions between Cost Plus and Amazon, right? Amazon, you need a subscription, you need Prime, etc. They have their own subscription. It's kind of blurry how to get that. I'm not interested in Amazon Pharmacy, so I don't study it. But anyways, the prices are roughly in line. I would say roughly the same. Now let's talk about the physical world. Let's travel to the physical world. And if we travel to this physical world, we can see the price. GoodRx is great for that. We can see the prices that would cost without coupons. So Randall's grocery store in Texas, that would be $48 for 500 milligram metformin extended release, 90 pills. 90 pills, 500 milligrams metformin ER. That would be $48 retail price at Randall's. That would be, I guess there's no saving at HEB. That'd be $18 at HEB. That'd be $33 at Costco. That would be at Walgreens, right? That would be $30.79. That would be $30.79 at Walgreens, $33 at Kroger. And so GoodRx is this website that gives you coupon when you go buy face to face, and you can see it's somewhat of a good business model, because with GoodRx, if you looked up your area, I looked up in my city, if I wanted to have metformin ER, the cheapest I can find in the physical world would be Randall's for $12.30 with the GoodRx coupon. Even with the GoodRx coupons, the online stores are so much cheaper for that exact same drugs. I mean, this is not sustainable when Walgreens would charge $30.79 for that drug, and you have Amazon charging $6. Like, I don't see how they can survive. And of course, more and more people are comfortable just getting things prescribed online. So of course they will move to online. This will all move to online, in my view. And it's not competitive for any of these stores, especially Walgreens, especially dedicated pharmacy. It's not competitive for them to sell the drugs at $6. They don't make money. The reason why they've lost a lot of business, not only to online stores, but also to retail establishments like Costco and Walmart. Why would they lose business to Sam's Club, Costco, Walmart, whatever? Because Walmart or Costco, pharmacy is not their main profit center. Pharmacy is just there so that you go to the store. If you've ever been to a Walmart pharmacy, you know where it is at Walmart. You have to start walking into the Walmart, and you go in front of the aisles with all of the useless stuff, and you have to walk through all of the useless stuff to trigger impulse buys, and then you get to the pharmacy counter. And most grocery stores have their pharmacy counters within the grocery store. So the pharmacy at a grocery store is something that you use to draw the customer in. It is not a main profit center. If you're going to be a legacy pharmacy where pharmacy is your main business, it's your profit center, you're going to have to charge the premium price. And so all of these online options are going to be cheaper. You know, Hims only sells a customized form of metformin, so I did not take Hims into consideration here because their metformin is customized, it's a little different. And Hims, the main distinction of Hims, if you follow Hims, is that Hims, you know, you can see the monthly cost. So this is I don't know. Let's assume you need a lot of metformin. Let's assume you need 3 pills a day of metformin. Let's assume a big dose. So that would be your monthly cost, right? If this was your dose that was prescribed to you, so you'd be at about 20 a month if you're going to Walgreens, right? Hims, you may be at 40, 45 a month, but that includes that doctor subscription and that doctor visit. The doctor visit is included. And how much is the doctor visit? Well, that is the big question, right? It could be cheap. It could be $178, or it could be more expensive. It could be $400. That all depends. Hims is the bundle idea of a doctor visit bundled. This is not necessarily something that Amazon is doing, GoodRx or Cost Plus Drugs. They are not doing that. The point is, physical stores for pharmacy, I believe personally, they're going to be a thing of the past, especially as we move to more and more places where we have 2-hour delivery. And let me conclude with this. Let us just assume that Walgreens can close the stores, right? Let us just assume that Walgreens can close the store. The question is, can they? Can they? And the answer to that is whenever you have store closures in a community, the community gets upset, the community gets hurt, and the community does everything for the pharmacy not to close. It is not as easy. Closing 1,200 stores is not an easy thing. It involves a lot of discussion, a lot of involvement with the communities, and a lot of pushback from the local communities that are going to see those closures. This is why, if you follow the whole Blockbuster versus Netflix story, of which I am very passionate about that story, Blockbuster could not close the Blockbusters back in the day. You could not close the neighborhood video store that had been here for 25 years. It was not that easy to do, right? Which is why the new company disrupted and the old company had no choice but to go bankrupt, because these physical stores, they have inertia. Oftentimes the last thing the manager of these stores wants to do is to fire their coworkers who essentially after 10 years of working there became their friends. That's the last thing you want to do. I don't think it's easy at all to close these physical establishments. I've made that point multiple times in videos. This is the same story as Amazon against all of retail and the retail malls. This is ePharmacies against retail pharmacies. That's what's happening right now. This is neobanks like SoFi, like the Cash App against the retail banks. This is Spotify, and before that, Apple Music against the small record shop and the small record store. This is a classic story of disruption that we see unfolding before our eyes. I wish very good luck to Walgreens, but my bet when it comes to stock, as you all know, is on Hims. I think they got the winning business model, and I'm happy to own it. And today it's up 11%, so it's another party, I suppose. Thank you so much for watching. This was not financial advice, no investment advice ever on this channel. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on X, follow me on Patreon if you want. Really appreciate all of the support. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.